I've been sent this roof finial. As you can see, it's quite rotten. It's just made in pine, and I need to make 3 copies of it. It looks a bit daunting because of the sort of double spike it's got, but I've worked out how to do it, so it can cut it out mostly on the bandsaw, handsaw, chisel and a rebate plane. So I've drilled a hole in the bottom, and now the next thing is to measure that section before it changes the angle, which is 3.5 inches. And mark that all the way around. And if you look at it square on, you can see that it's straight to the point from that line. So I know if I mark that out on the wood, from there to the centre, I know I can cut all that away and I'm not cutting anything I shouldn't. So I'm going to find the centre and give myself 1/4 of an inch at least, because I don't want to get too sharp at the top, because it's going to have another cut as well, so it'll end up getting even smaller. So all of that and all of that can go, and then I'll do the same on this side. So that's the first 2 cuts done. It also gets rid of that horrible knot, so it leaves everything quite clean now. So the next thing is find the centre, and again about 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch either way. So next thing is just to get rid of that again and that. So the next thing I'm going to do is just strain it up and get rid of the saw marks, so I can mark it out. The next thing to do is measure from the tip of that spike on the corner to this line here, which is where it changes angle, and it's 5 3/4 inches. And I also need the centre of these. At this point here, I need to draw a line all the way round. We can move on to the next bit. So I've got a bandsaw along that line and along there on both sides. So if I put the other one in, so I'm going to cut down there and up there, down there and up there, but I'm going to do it at an angle like that, so it's at 45 degrees, so the corner is at the top. So when I cut it that side off and then turn it the other way and cut the other side off, I'll end up with that. So I know that all of that I don't need because it's the same as that one. It's just a bit awkward to explain because it's being cut at an angle. It looks like you're going to end up with nothing if you cut all of that off and all of that off, but it just gives you the corner because you're turning it around at 90 degrees each time. So a way to look at tackling this is if you think of it as a stopped chamfer, and then you just take out this section like that. There you get that corner, and if the other chamfer meets up with that one, you get this as a square on its angle, and it's also tapered, but that's sort of basically what it is, which it simplifies it a bit more. I've marked out all four sides and I've made sure I cut the same side off each side, if you know what I mean. It just so I don't get confused as well. And I've screwed on a piece of plywood on the back so that it'll sit at the angle I want it to cut at. So I'll bandsaw in that way and then from the point to here, turn it over and do the same again. It would have been easier to tilt the table to do this cut. Unfortunately, this bandsaw, it only tilts to about 52 degrees, which isn't adequate, so I had to do it this way by balancing on its corner. Now I finished the bandsawing. That was my centre line, and these were the two lines coming off it. So I bandsaw that off at an angle, and it's given me that square at 45 degrees to the bottom. And if I split this line here, this section here, and draw a line down, that is my high point of these corners. So I need to take nothing off that, that's a given measurement, in the same way this was. So now I just need to cut out these sections to get that corner. So I'm now cutting out the first pieces to separate the centre from the corners. So this line is the intersection down there between the two. I'll just chisel this away parallel with that section down to the line. And that line there is the very corner. I've already cut the second one. This is a little bit clearer now about what's going on. I've marked out these sections here, the first bits to be cut out, which produces these corners, which I've done all the way around on that one. So the next thing is to cut these corners out to give you this long spike. And as you can see, it's flush with that, so it needs cleaning up so there's no lines or marks and it just flows straight through.